The TOEFL reading section now includes a task that feels very different from traditional academic reading. Instead of a long passage, you may see something much more familiar. A notice, an email, a schedule, a text message exchange, an advertisement, or even a receipt. This task is called Read in Daily Life. The key is not to read everything slowly. It is to recognize the text type, find the point quickly, and locate exactly the information the question asks for. In this video, I'll show you how the task works, the strategy to use, and a worked example. Read in Daily Life uses short everyday texts, usually around 15 to 150 words. Each text is followed by 2 or 3 multiple-choice questions, depending on its length. The format can vary a lot. You might see a poster, a menu, a social media post, a schedule, an email, a chain of messages, an advertisement, a short review, a form, an invoice, or a receipt. That variety matters because these texts are not all read in the same way. A schedule should be scanned for headings, times, and categories. An email may require you to identify why the writer sent it, and a text message chain may require you to understand a short, informal reply. Your first step is simple. Identify the text type before you start reading closely. The format itself tells you where the important information is likely to be. If you see a schedule, do not automatically read every line from top to bottom. If the question asks when something starts, scan for the relevant day, activity, and time. If you see a notice, look first for what has changed, who is affected, and what people are expected to do. Recognizing the format gives you a map of the text before you even begin. Next, ask yourself, what is this message trying to do? Is someone giving instructions, changing a plan, making a complaint, advertising something, confirming a time, or warning people about a problem? Many questions are really testing whether you understand the purpose of the message. Once you know that purpose, individual details are easier to interpret. Now decide whether the question wants the main point or one specific detail. Suppose a question asks, what should customers bring with them? Do not reread the entire text. Scan for words connected to bringing, showing, identification, tickets, or documents. This task rewards targeted reading. Move between the question and the text instead of trying to memorize everything. Let's try an example. Imagine you see this notice. Library study rooms. From Monday, study rooms on the second floor must be reserved through the library app before use. Bookings can be made up to 3 days in advance. Students who arrive more than 10 minutes late may lose their reservation. Rooms on the first floor remain available without booking. Question 1. Why was this notice written? A. To announce that the library is closing. B. To explain a new reservation system. C. To advertise the library app. D. To tell students to use the first floor. The best answer is B. Several details are mentioned, but the main purpose is to explain that second-floor study rooms now require reservations. Now question 2. What may happen if a student arrives more than 10 minutes late? A. They may have to pay a fee. B. They may need another app. C. They may lose the room they booked. D. They may be unable to enter the library. The answer is C. This is a detailed question. You simply scan for 10 minutes late and read that sentence carefully. So the 2 key reading modes are skim for the main point, scan for a specific detail. There are 3 common traps. First, reading too slowly. A schedule, receipt, or form can contain information that is irrelevant to the question. Second, ignoring informal English. Read in daily life can include abbreviations, clipped writing, and everyday expressions. For example, running 10 minutes late. Save me a seat. That is not academic English, but the meaning is clear if you are comfortable with natural, everyday language. Third, choosing an answer that appears in the text but does not actually answer the question. An answer can be true and still be wrong. Always return to the exact wording of the question. So remember this routine. First, identify the text type. Second, ask what the message is trying to do. Third, decide whether the question wants the main point or a specific detail. Then scan only the part of the text you need. And finally, check that your answer responds directly to the question. The best preparation is to become comfortable with real-world formats, notices, schedules, emails, ads, forms, and messages. You can practice Read in daily life in the current TOEFL format with Avermond's free full-length mock test. And remember, you do not need to read everything. Read the format, find the purpose, and go straight to the information that matters.